Sema Minister Jumeto, now I'm presenting the package and for I'm a candidate. Now I want him to present it to them officially and let's fashion of himself. I am once more. We'll do our next final batch and we'll be done.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Can you put your hands together? Oh, you have your bags already. Okay. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And is that something we're supposed to do? You're supposed to give them money. I mean, we've given already.
They've given
so, all right. Thank you. Oh, okay. You're not that.
Person who can be big and cry. Winning the Artist of the Year. In that, under the year of review, how competitive it was. And Cecilia, where be you crying? I'm a diner, about baby. Hope he said next year, a day in statement. What are you trying to tell us? Is it a strategy? Is it a brand position? A brand strategy for the gospel music fraternity?
I think it's grace. It's basically grace. God decides who He would place that on. If you serve Him faithfully, what it means is, even though He blesses you with spiritual things like even awards and industry, even achievements are still possible, all to His glory when He decides to do that. But that aside, it also still comes with hard work. So the fact that He's graced you does not also mean that you will sit and relax, but you need to also put in the work. Something like this we're doing tonight, we could have decided to do anything else, but we wanted to go far. We wanted to, so in addition to the grace and the favor of God and everything, hard work also counts.
Another question. You said the brand Jumeto for the past 4 or 5 years, a typical gospel artist brand, we will not see him modeling, catwalking on a runway.
That one.
People were skeptical. We a gospel artist, man. Yes, sir. How have you survived this against the stigmatization or the perception that people have that if you're a gospel artist, there's a self friend, quote and quote, to associate themselves with you?
Oh, I feel like it's not even necessarily the case. If you find yourself in a certain place, the thing is, light is more brighter in the place of darkness. I'm not saying go there, but sometimes the reason why you went there may not be what other people think. It's a fashion show. My brother sews my stuff for me. Jerry has held me down for years. In fact, every single major thing, Jerry. And one time he says he's doing something like that. It's just, what's it, Shata and Anante? There's no Canon Abia Shata and Anante. But sometimes I think we overthink these things, and make sure that your heart is pure.
I even wonder why we use some of the hip-hop songs for choreography in churches when we are entertaining. But then when it comes to, doing things like that, it's a bit common. And then I'll catch your fellow gospel artists or ministers as a marketing, branding person, positioning your brand, or your gospel artists are. How do you put your brand out there? What are the things that you need to do so that you can attract the corporate, market or corporate guy?
Okay, so I would say that, like, we've already spoken about grace, we've spoken about God. So I would say the other thing would be brands like to associate with image. Brands like to associate with reputation. Brands like to associate with good works. And so sometimes also brand likes to associate with visibility. I think most of the time it's also part of the issues where you see someone with an amazing work, but then it's just with them and then just a few people around them.
Someone should have a personal photographer. na onya makeup technique.
No, I feel like
that more pictures need different from the other regular gospel artists. But you're only me again.
I phone. Hey, me
phone jump picture.
When the phone jump to what penny me? I want to penny me a photo.
Is it good for a gospel artist to use filters to filter?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with it.
Is it good? Anti-Diana, who use to filter? Who said absolutely one man? Who be filter? So could we are yet here? So we are yet here because queen.
Oh no, it's so cool.
It's so cool. But you say gospel artists need be very. Say obe filter the picture. And yes, I make us say and war. Okay.
So,
all right.
So I think we're going to listen to the last 2 songs before we leave. But I want to say thank you to Abe. Thank you, sir. In fact, see, if there's anybody, sometimes we say, he's been a great support to my music and my ministry in ways that I cannot thank him. So is KOD. Can you please appreciate these great big brothers of mine? These are like brothers of mine. Yeah, brothers of mine, you know. So please appreciate my brothers one more time. Thank you.
Judge.
Oh, and Judge too. So we'll just take one more song. Can we take one more song? I think maybe we can. Which one? Oh, but at the same time, I think, do we still have more meat? And I'm Ohana. And I'm asking, oh, who is it? Who dare you? All right, can we have another video? And then I think, guys, standing in the way, sorry. So we'll do this last one, and then if there's anything else before we. I didn't have to necessarily even refer to understand what doing means. Obviously, I think in Ghana we say doing. Doing is like maybe drop. So you know how, like, I think they use the sound of the word to say doing. So it means that it's a tiny bit or portion of that word. So you say war is sleep. So doing means tiny sleep. That's why we call it slumber. So sometimes you say that the English language it has less syllables. Like sometimes you're not able to expand or express, you know, and I don't think I would have been able to explain this song in any other language like I did this language, you know, and I believe that it was all the doing of the Lord, because I could have sung it in Chi, but Ghana. See, the moment it starts giving it, and then the other side starts coming out. But it's. So people tell me sometimes, I don't understand, but this. I said, no, don't listen with your ears, listen with your spirit. No, I said, do, and I've had too many things to say, but can we take the other questions? But we need to go on to the other ones. So please, can we take any other questions?
Yes. What Pastor Joe Beecham and what the early urban gospel crusaders started are now almost slow, because the church would not accept the kind of melody or rhythms that they were producing. Because we are here top. And then I go hip hop, beats, and here gospel. Hell no. Anointing him. Today, I brought to you. Samuba Kaya. He made a bold statement with his billboards all over Accra with that red captain band. That was a big statement that the revolution of our gospel music industry is now. And there started to be a choir failure. The churches were opening up to accept the young guys doing urban gospel to even perform in the church. They did not see
where's Mr. Fulton?
Urban gospel as you know, gospel.
Because Mr. Dancy.
Today, urban gospel music is growing, and thanks to, Pastor Kwesi Otepache Yombo and Semfa Mano. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3.